Luckily for PartinG, he had a cannon down. That was really nice. He's going to recall him the main base. Watch where the Colossus go, if at all. And there's no anti-air anymore. Not enough Stalkers are on the map, so he can't really punish this. And now Clem into the third base as well. He's just running roughshod over PartinG in this game. Colossus are doing what they can. And then right in the blue for Team Liquid, he just happens to be the best Terran player in the world right now, running roughshod over the WTL recently. It's Clem. Bottom left in the red, Resurgent dominating Byun to get here, to get Clem. It's PartinG. And when in that Byun series, we saw PartinG go 4-gate blink, get a lot of damage, eventually killed Byun off a charge lot Colossus timing. Game 2, Byun's opening also goes really poorly. PartinG catches the Widowmine drop. He gets tons of damage done. And then it goes a little later because the map is more turtled and he gets himself prepped for Stargate that he never really goes for, and instead also wins with Charge Lot Disruptor, Colossus, heavy upgrades, 19 gateways and like 7 bases to Byun's 4. And that's just how it goes. All right. Clem also going for an eBay block here in this game number 1 of our series, although it's going to be a little bit more successful than Byun's in game 2 of that series because, well, Clem got it 75% done before the probes were pulled, and he tries to get a little more. Now SCV is being very cheeky, and is he gonna try to, oh, he's gonna try to commit a little bit. No, Clem, that's not acceptable. But he's gonna get away with it. 5 HP remaining. 1 more probe shot would kill, but Clem knows what PartinG's doing, and, well, Clem gets that probe on the other side. PartinG does not, and, well, Clem just put himself in a pretty nice spot. Again, though, we're seeing this. I don't know if this is evolution. I haven't been able to follow as much Starcraft as I would have liked over the break, over the time that I was in Dallas, because, well, I was in Dallas. I was spending time with my girlfriend and doing other things. And, you know, I was only there for a limited amount of time, so I wasn't focusing on other things as much as I otherwise would. I did see some of the WTL run, and that was sick as hell coming out of Clem. But anyway, I don't know if this is just more meta evolution, but we've seen 3 straight games now where it's not Reaper expand. It is Barracks Factory expand in PvT. And this is, or in TVP. I'm not saying this is a new build, because it's not. We've seen Terran players doing this for a while now. The fact that we're seeing it happen 3 out of 3 games is, or 2 games in a row from Beyond PartinG, and now the first game in Clem PartinG is interesting. If that is actually something that we're seeing, that is something where we are starting to see more players go and really commit to the aggression early on. But Clem, he's got some Cyclones on the way. He's got 2 on the map, more being built on out here. And good news for PartinG. He's not going Stargate. He's got Twilight opener. He's got a gateway opener, but it's a single gateway opener. Cyclones are already on the map here. Marines as well. This is a lot of pressure coming out of Clem right now. Pressure that PartinG, this is the first idea. This is the first time he really knows what's happening. Adept goes down without getting any damage done. And these 2 Stalkers are going to have to do so much here. Now, of course, Cyclones are paper, but Stalkers are, well, I guess they're cardboard. They're a little bit tougher, but they're not that much tougher. And then now the Cyclone in the main base kites around, infinite kiting. Warp gate's done in 1 second, so we will have warp-ins in there. But probes are just dying. This single Cyclone sitting here on such low HP. Well, it's getting a lot done. It actually is it's just killing PartinG. That is ridiculous. The single Cyclone, 15 HP, 2 Stalker, actually might even be 1 Stalker shot. And now the shield battery is going to go down. Now we're going to see the the pylon get targeted down here. So it's only single gateway production. Yeah, 1 Cyclone's dead, but the Stalkers are dead here as well. There's not a lot remaining. PartinG, well, Rick Race got in PartinG. Pour one out for PartinG here because he's dead in this game. There's not a lot remaining at all. Clem, he wins with Cyclones. Game 1 goes the way of the Liquid Terran. In the upper left, in the blue, he's up a game in this series because he got a good eBay block off, then he built 4 Cyclones, and PartinG wasn't ready for it. It's Clem. And in the bottom right, in the red, down a game, just not quite ready, not quite up to date, I guess, on the shenanigans. It's PartinG. And of course, as we get into this second game in our series, if you like what I do here, if you want more Starcraft content, if you want more Stormgate content as well, hit the sub button. And generally, the transitions will actually be useful. But for now, hit the sub button, ring the notification bell, like the video, let me know how you feel about PartinG coming back. Is he truly back? Is this a flash in the pan? Is he going to go back to like a low to middling tier Protoss until he cuts his way back? Or is this PartinG that comes back from the military and is immediately the best player, or one of the best Protoss players in the world? Granted, he lost to Clem, but I'm willing to chalk that up to, first of all, I'm sorry. I did know that Clem was going to, or I should have known that Clem was going to do that, because that is what Clem has been doing. He has been going for this eBay block into Cyclone pressure. It messes with the Protoss. They get behind a little bit. Their scouting's messed up because they're dealing with things at home, and then it happens. But nice block there. PartinG is doing a nice delay. Was that 7 seconds? 5 seconds? 7 seconds. 7 or 8 seconds. There we go. 140. Was it 143 versus 135? Anyways, gets delayed a little bit. And does a very nice job there coming out of PartinG. But I'm willing to ascribe that to, first of all, that's a Clem build. Not a lot of people are doing that as much. The eBay block into the Cyclones. And then, well, PartinG's just back from the military. He is, obviously the mechanics are there. Obviously he's doing well, hitting top 4 in one of the most stacked EPT and A cups in recent memory. Again, this is a top 8 that also had Clem and Bjorn and Cure and Dark and Max Pax and Raynor. And there's someone else I'm forgetting. Anyways, most stacked EPT and A round of 8 that I've seen in a long time. So, see him do that within a week and a half of him coming back from the military is real good news here. As Clem holds the high ground, so this Adept, it shouldn't go down. It should be able to just run away, but it's not going to get a ton of information. Yeah, the Shade saw something. Saw that there's a bunker, saw the command center. Well, actually, no, the probe saw that, and saw the reactor on the barracks, which I guess actually is something. But it's really not much of a scout. It really does not tell PartinG all that much. And this is a 1-1-1 anyways. We're going to see a Hellion on the map. Reaper actually is going to get a really nice scout because PartinG's patrolling the wrong spots. So Clem wants to get a probe, won't get it, but also this Reaper's going to get out, maybe get another scout later. And PartinG, well, for his part, he's got a second gateway on the way. It looks like this is going to be a 2-gate expand, maybe a 3-gate expand, but I don't think we're going to see him go pedal to the metal, adding in 2 more gateways, or 3 more gateways, really, like we saw him. Oh yeah, 2 more gateways, like we saw him doing against Beyond Game 1. So it's a much more middle of, as I say that, it's 4-gate blank. Never mind, I lied to you all. I am a horrible person. You should never watch me again. I know I said at the start of this game to ring the notification bell, to subscribe to the channel, actually go and unsub, because I have lied to you. I need to do better. This is my public apology. But anyways, additional gateways coming on out from PartinG here as he's going to look to find some of that value, some of that pressure that he was able to really accomplish against Beyond in that game number 1 of the last series. And well, for now, it's a little bit of a different build. Clem not going for the really heavy Banshee play that we saw in both games actually of that series. These Adepts getting catted out here. At the very least, if he's gonna get, okay, he tries to play best of both worlds, but will lose it as the Hellion will go down in exchange. Meanwhile, Widowmine dropped 2 Widowmines though, not 3, not 4, not nearly as much of a commitment. And I was gonna say what this all means is technically Stim is gonna be faster, but there's a Raven being made. So Clem playing a very standard Terran style, but not opting into one of those really quick 6-minute Stim builds that is more common. Has become more common over the last 6 months or so. It's kind of funny seeing that build into and out of favor because it was really common for a while. It was really popular when Ryung had that rounded 12 run at Katowice 2 years ago. As Widowmine dropped into the natural base here, and PartinG's on top of the pull. He's gonna be okay. Although Clem gonna be as annoying as possible. Undrop, redrop, and well, 1 probe goes down, second one, PartinG into the main base. Well, for now, we're going to see what happens as he blinks in the main base. And the Widow Mine downtown. But it's only going to get 4. Could have been a lot worse. Could have been so much worse. And now, Stalkers, they can play around a little bit. Parting just needs to warp in like 1 Stalker home to deal with the rest of this. But this tank here is causing problems. And Parting thought he could get something done. He is really not able to do so. And this medevac, though, soaking a decent amount of damage. Parting pulls probes. He's going to be okay with that one. The Widow Mines are dead. Sure. But Parting has not gotten nearly as much damage on the other side of the map as he would like. Not at all. So we're going to have to see him go. It's 2 bunkers to the natural. Clem is well aware of the danger. He is extremely aware. In fact, his +1 is 20% done before Stim got started. That's why that doesn't happen. Let's be clear here. Sometimes they'll start at the same time, but +1 this much ahead of Stim feels like more of a mistake than anything else. Clem maybe not having the money for it at the start, but that is wild. That doesn't happen. But now 4 Stalkers in the main base, looking for a little bit more value, but Clem is just on top of things. In fact, this is going to have to be a recall. Viking doesn't have the damage. One more shot would have done it, but again, Parting. We saw him run roughshod over Beyond. Pretty much do whatever he wanted against Beyond. And that is not what's happening here. Not at all. He's not able to get damage done. He's losing Stalkers. The double bunker, the naturals precluding any sorts of pressure. And this Raven, well, it's not on the other side of the map. It's not getting damage done, but it is a nice, strong defensive tool. The auto turrets were fine. The Raven stayed alive. But Parting, I guess he's going to just sit here. Okay. We're just going to see him sit here outside of the base, maybe poke a little bit, but he wants to really delay any sort of push coming out of Clem. Unbeknownst to him, though, this push is poorly timed. Well, it's a little late. Generally, you'd want to be hitting at 7:30. This push is going to hit closer to like 7:40-ish, and Parting's going to find some value. Stim's not done yet. Combat Shield's done in 5 seconds, or done. +1 done in 5 seconds, but Stim, the most important upgrade, is not really here. So I would expect to see Parting kind of kite this out a little bit more, but I guess not. And meanwhile, there's the single Raven. There's no interference matrix. So the Colossus are going to be really nice. The single one that we have right now is going to be very powerful. Charges on the way here as well. But this army supply that Clem has is disgusting. It's 81 to 47. This is a lot here, and it's really all going to be down to the force field. Zealots move on top here. The Colossus not fighting against the Marines, and 3 tanks through the shield battery do so much damage. So you kind of wait. You force the tanks to siege up. You get a lot of these Marines down, and a second Colossus is on the map. It does feel like this push is timing out a little bit. Clem still has time, absolutely. He's still up about 25 army supply, but it's not quite as bad as it could have been. That first bit of pressure was going to be really scary coming out of Clem, but instead Parting, you got the Warp Prism. I think he wants to bomb on top of the tank with the Warp Prism maybe, but there are Marines there, and this Warp Prism has a lot of damage. It's very heavily damaged. So for the time being, we're just going to see Parting buy time. His +1's halfway done. I think he's just waiting for the +3 or for the 3rd Colossus, for the additional Zealots that are going to warp in. I think that's his call. And yeah, he's going to run forward right now. Single Viking doesn't do much of anything. Zealots get on top of the 1 tank. Well, the Widow Mines do so much against all of the Colossus. All of them. Or all the Zealots. Now it's 2 Colossus. Did 1 Colossus? No. Where's that 3rd Colossus? Clem. Or Parting. There it is. Okay. That was bad for Parting. That was all of his Zealots going down. +1 wasn't quite ready yet. Anti-armor missile meant that these were -2 armor Zealots. Very, very dicey. And yeah, now Parting's going to try to deal with these tanks. Yeah, and he's going to knock them down. But this triple drop, this double drop into the main base. Luckily for Parting, he had a cannon down. That was really nice. He's going to recall him the main base. Watch where the Colossus go, if at all. And there's no anti-air anymore. Not enough Stalkers are on the map, so he can't really punish this. And now Clem into the 3rd base as well. He's just running roughshod over Parting in this game. Colossus are doing what they can. A shield battery overcharge is going to go down. The bio reinforcements continue to find their way forward, and you got to be careful. The Vikings are just untouched. There's not enough anti-air here not to deal with them properly. And finally, it seems like Parting's going to hold this back. It seems like he might get there. But every time, every little bit of time, every attack that Clem hits is harder and harder to deal with. Parting's down 2,000 resources. He's got his 4th base on the way, but you want to compare and contrast this game to Beyond's. Parting was up 2 bases at this point. He had the map. He was able to expand and posture in the middle of the map and really start to mass expand. Clem has not allowed that at all. Clem has not allowed PartinG to really get his economy going. In fact, PartinG's down a couple workers right now just due to the consistent harass. He's taken damage. He's lost a ton of zealots. What are we at? We're 36 dead zealots. PartinG has lost more zealots than Clem has lost marines. Marines cost 50 minerals. Zealots cost 100. Oh, and by the way, Colossus do bonus damage to Marines, and Marines don't exactly, nothing in the Terran army does bonus damage to Zealots. They are untyped. So, yeah, it's a little rough. A little bit rough for PartinG as I think we're going to see him get active here. You don't build Archons unless you're planning on doing something with the Archons. You don't get them just to hang around and do nothing. That's just not how it works. They time out. There are far better things to spend your gas on, and realistically, the ghost count's already here. So these Archons are really not gonna do a ton. Maybe you get a good shot, maybe you're able to tank, but the Colossus forward now. It's a big stem, absolutely. But the Colossus have to be careful. PartinG keeps them alive though for now, and the Archons, well, they're little blue balloons. It's Clem's birthday as he pops all the blue balloons. One will survive. Very nice. His Warp Prism is still alive as well, but Shield Battery Overcharge has to get popped here, and every single time the PartinG wants to get... I love the Stalkers. That's really nice. This Widowmine is not going to get targeted down. It's not enough damage from the Stalkers, but the Medevac will fall. It's a Widowmine randomly on the map. PartinG will have to be careful about that as game goes on, and he will lose. He's going to lose their Stalkers. There's no running. But at least the drop went down. At least the Medevac went down. At least that's not something that PartinG's going to have to deal with. And this drop should be pretty obvious. And yeah, Widowmine goes down. PartinG doesn't really make much out of that, but I feel like we need to see a 5th. Clem's got his 4th base done. PartinG, I think we saw Probe going bottom side at one point, but he didn't really complete it. And if Clem's going to be allowed to trade better, now it's not quite as bad as it was, but trade 1,600 resources better, get that 4th base on time, get his 2-2, get on up to 8 racks, get on up to 8 barracks, move into 2nd starport. That's the big thing. +1 air, add in the fleet or the add in Liberator range as well. That's when Clem becomes unbeatable in this matchup. He is very good he's very good at every stage, but once he's on the mass Liberator train, he just feels impossible. Actually, I had a lot of discussions. I talked to a lot of pro players in Atlanta. I'm like, hey guys, I feel like Protoss is in a pretty solid spot outside of Liberators in late game PvT. And they were like, yeah, you're right. But it's also just because Clem is really good, and Clem is the one that uses these the best. So, valid, because I feel like when I see it be the most abusive and just most painful, it really is just Clem being Clem. As now the Vikings run forward, EMPs on the army, losses went down. PartinG's army supply is competitive. Not great, but it is competitive. The problem is his tech is just... What are we looking at here? 3 Disruptors, 2 Colossus. He's only on +2 attack, so he's down 2 upgrades. He's finally adding that 2nd forge now, but that damage he took earlier, that 1,000 resource worst trade, means that his economy is not quite as developed as he would like it to be. It means that his tech, therefore, is not quite as developed as he would like it to be. It means that he's, again, just not quite where he would like to be at this point. 3-3 on the way for the Terran player, and we're not seeing the Liberator transition not just yet as a couple of Marines go down. But this army from Clem, especially as there's just not a lot of disruptor shots remaining anymore, this army coming out of Clem is just really, really strong. He holds the ramp. Another Colossus goes down. 3rd one, yeah, it's dead too. So this is just a gateway army from PartinG at this point. And Clem, I don't know what's going to stop him. There are 3 disruptors, but he's just going to target them all down. Good splits. Disruptor shot. No, not going to happen. And now the Concave coming out of Clem says, good night, PartinG. Goodbye. You had a good run. You killed Bjorn. Your Zealot run by is obnoxious. Sure, I'll give that to you. I'm up 190, or I'm up 180 supply to 131. Your 4th base is going to go down. My reinforcements, I got a bunker here, but my reinforcements should really deal with this. Clem is doing so much more damage to PartinG than PartinG has ever done to Clem in this game. And more importantly, well, the army, it's untouchable. PartinG has 2 Disruptors and a Warp Prism and a bunch of Zealots, maybe, but there's just not enough to buffer this. Clem jumps on top, 1 dead, 2nd dead. There we go. Zealots are going to try, but they're 2-1 Zealots against 2-2 Bio with Ghosts, with Vikings, with everything. And Clem, he does what Bjorn couldn't. And he takes down PartinG 2-0. It's a date with Raynor. He's got to play Raynor in the finals. And if you like this, hey, hit the sub button to make sure you don't miss Clem Raynor. Best of 5 finals going up tomorrow.